We are entering a new phase in healthcare. For the first time, cardiovascular, kidney, obesity, and diabetes and other metabolic diseases are being understood as one connected continuum. This is opening the door to earlier detection, more personalized care, and better outcomes for patients. Today, we are talking with Paula Seijas Romero, General Manager and Head of Human Pharma Adriatic at Boehringer Ingelheim, about what's driving the shift and where it is already making a difference. Hi, Paula. Welcome to our show.
Thank you, Mladen, for the opportunity being here.
So, the healthcare landscape is changing globally. What, in your opinion, is the most or the biggest change in the system that is affecting the patient with CRM?
What we are seeing across Europe is a profound shift on how healthcare systems approach chronic disease. Cardiovascular, renal, and metabolic disease affect over 1 billion people globally, and they remain the leading cause of death and disability worldwide. What is changing now is that the policymakers as well as the scientific community are increasingly recognizing that these conditions are not separate. They are interconnected and they amplify one another. This increasing awareness is prompting systems to move from a reactive, late-stage treatment toward a proactive and early detection, which is essential given the nature and the fact that many CRM conditions remain undetected and asymptomatic for years.
And also the role of pharma is changing as well. What do you see that it is different than it was before, especially, for example, like early detection and also this view that you said that it is more wide?
Yeah, definitely the role of industry is expanding beyond medicines. Industry must not only support health systems with therapies, but also through data generation, early detection pathways, implementation of guidelines, and also being key contributors to a multidisciplinary collaboration. We need to advocate for integrated policies, also for sustain funds for prevention, and also to support care models that recognize this interconnected nature of the CRM disease.
So the scientific community is increasingly recognizing cardiorenal and metabolic diseases as one. Why do you think it's so important to watch that way to the problem?
Yeah, in this sense, the data is and evidence is overwhelming because 60%, up to 60% of patients with CKD have also cardiovascular disease, and up to 40% of patients with type 2 diabetes have also CKD. And we know also that healthcare costs increase up to 300% in the case of multimorbidity. So this interconnected burden demands a connected response. And because we know that the treatment or treating organ systems isolated does no longer reflect how patients present, progress, and also respond to certain therapies.
And from the view of the patient, why is that so important?
Yeah, for CRM for the patient means moving away from a fragmented care. So instead of multiple silo visits, inconsistent messaging, repeating diagnostics, the care becomes more simple, simplified, coordinated, risk-based, and also focused on prevention and early detection. For the patient, it means that when they present obesity or any other metabolic dysfunction, they are early screened for renal and metabolic risk, and ideally this takes place at primary care where all these signals are first visible.
And you mentioned and also I with my questions, obesity in the beginning. And obviously, obesity could be either trigger or the start from all these connected problems. And why is sometimes or often or not so often recognized as a starting for this approach and for more early diagnostic?
Yeah, obesity has a strong biological and also social stigma. In many cases, patients delay seeking for help, for support, and also providers might not always have the tools to support them. At the same time, these early metabolic changes remain invisible, though we could already predict a strong probability that they will develop CRM disease. The opportunity here is to integrate obesity within the cardiometabolic risk frameworks rather than just treating it as a matter of lifestyle aspects or a kind of failure, personal failure of the patient.
And we mentioned in the beginning that landscape is changing for pharma, for healthcare in general, and we have all these new technologies. We have AI, we have more digital tools, better diagnostic, and it surely can help for the patient, for the doctors, and for everybody in the system to, let's say, do more early diagnose and help the patients with CRM better. What of these technologies would you, let's say, highlight as the most important?
Yeah, I think the most impactful innovations are those which bring early detection. Among them, we have the biomarkers like EGFR, UACR, NT-proBNP, but also digital risk stratification tools, artificial intelligence support diagnostics, and also remote monitoring of high-risk patients, for example. So when all these tools are available, the invisible becomes visible, and also many years earlier than the traditional pathways allow.
Thank you, Paula. And you mentioned IE. I am a little bit enthusiast for IE, especially in healthcare. What do you think is how the IE will be used and, let's say, combine all the tools and all these diseases together?
Well, artificial intelligence is changing the lives of everybody, you know, all of us in many different dimensions, and of course, is a critical tool, an important tool that we can leverage also in the pharmaceutical industry for new technologies, for new treatments, therapies. And definitely for early detection is the main aspect we are now bringing is as innovation, impactful innovation for our patients.
Thank you, Paula, for this interesting talk.
Thank you very much.
We've explored how the understanding of CRM is evolving from science to patient pathways to innovation that is already enabling earlier action. But this is just the starting point. In the next episode, we look at how these changes come to life in practice, from prevention and primary care to collaboration across the system. If you find this conversation valuable, make sure to subscribe for more discussions and the future of healthcare and share this episode with colleagues who are part of this change.